Hello friends and fellow diabetic friends. As part of spreading awareness for diabetes this month, I've been posting a fact about diabetes on my Instagram page and Facebook page. Hopefully you've been seeing those and that's been interesting for you. But I also wanted to highlight a member of my family each week in the month. I come from a kind of unique situation where probably the best way to put it would be to say that my dad is the only member of my family who is not a type 1 diabetic. So I thought it would be fun to highlight each member of my family and talk a little bit about how each of us manages diabetes. Anyway, I thought it was appropriate to start with my mom. She's lived with type 1 diabetes since she was 18 months old, and you can imagine that in, what was that, Mom, 1965?
Yeah.
Hopefully she's not mad at me for giving away her age. Managing diabetes looked a lot different. But then as she had children, 2 of her 3 children were diagnosed with diabetes at a young age. And you can read more about that on my blog, highondiabetes.com. The About page will tell you all the info you want to know about that. But as I've grown and as my siblings have grown with this disease, it has never been a restriction. I've talked with my siblings about this and none of us feel restricted by diabetes. It has not stopped us from doing any of the things that we enjoy doing. It hasn't stopped us from trying new things, and this is 100% because of my mom. She has never ever said that diabetes was a reason to not do something. She always encouraged us to do what we wanted, and in our home growing up there wasn't a lot of complaining about it, and it was never an excuse. So without further ado, here's my mom.
Hi. Hey.
Alright, I want to ask first, what is your earliest memory as living with diabetes, managing it?
Wow, I remember how different it was then. We couldn't test our blood sugar. Instead, what we did is we tested to see how much sugar had gone over into our urine. And so we'd catch our urine in a little cup, and then we'd have a test tube, and we'd put 10 drops of water and 5 drops of urine, and then put in a little Clinitest tablet. And it would fizzle, 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 and when it was done, it would turn a color. If it was blue, that would mean there was no sugar in the urine. It didn't even tell you what was in the blood. And if it was green or yellow, all the way up to bright, bright orange. And if it was bright orange, you were 4+. And so that would just tell you that there was a lot of sugar in your urine. And that's how we tested. And so I really like how we test nowadays. It tells us a lot more accurate information. The other thing I remember is when I was a little girl, my mom would boil the syringe. It was a glass syringe, and she would boil it every morning to sterilize it. And then we would drop the insulin, and I had 3 different types of insulin that I would use. I had a short acting, a middle range acting, and then a long acting insulin. And so all 3 of those would go in the syringe, and then I would have my shot. And that's how we managed, you know, our blood sugars then, is by testing our urine and taking shot, and
only one.
So, one shot,
one a
for
day.
all 24 hours. Yeah. So that's what we did.
We have a lot more that we can do now, a lot more
Yeah.
that we know about it, and there was no, even Mom, when you had young diabetic children, they weren't wearing pumps. And
Yeah.
you didn't have a smartphone to
No.
look at your phone and say, what is my child's blood sugar right now,
Yeah.
while they're at school. There was none of that.
Yeah, it's true. It's a lot different. It's a lot better.
A lot better. Okay, my next question is about how a tip, or maybe the best thing you have done through your life to manage diabetes.
Well, I love my pump. That was the best thing that I did, getting my pump, and now I have a sensor, and I love that. It's so awesome to be able to look at my pump and read the number and know exactly where I'm at and which direction I'm going. And then the second thing that has really helped me manage my blood sugars and really helped me feel better is to get out and exercise. And exercise can be so many different things, so many different forms. So right now, I mean, I used to do a lot of different things, but right now I walk. I walk once or twice a day. So sometimes it's getting out and playing catch or throwing the frisbee, or sometimes it's working in the garden. So whatever form of exercise. Actually, weeding really brings my blood sugar down fast.
Vacuuming does that for me. My last question for my mom is, what message would she want the diabetics listening to hear?
Okay, well, first of all, I would say, don't let your diabetes limit you. You can do anything. Don't let it limit you. Don't let it be a crutch or an excuse. If you need to stop and test your blood sugar or have a snack, just do it. No one cares. But it's so important that you take care of yourself. So don't draw attention to it. Just do it and then move forward. So that would be my first advice. My second would be that your health is important, and that means you need to take your diabetes seriously. Be educated. Know the simple things that you should do, like exercising, eating more vegetables, bolusing before you eat, other things like that. Those are things we all need to do. But then you need to figure out what works best for you, because our bodies are all different, or we're in different stages of life. We're in different situations. For me, I love having a pump, but for someone else, maybe injections are better. So do what's best for you. And like in our family, in our immediate family, we have 3 different sensors that our family uses. And so, do what's best for you. Do what you like and what is right for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mom. Speaking of my family members, keep coming back. Visit my Instagram page in the coming days and throughout this month, because I'm going to be speaking with those other people of my family and talking to them about how they manage their diabetes and showing you maybe different ideas that might help you. Check out my blog, highondiabetes.com, where my mom has also contributed a lot of her experience and knowledge that she's gained over 50 years of having diabetes. So our goal is just to be a way to support you and a way to help you through this. So thanks for watching. Bye.